market went down this weekend, but a perfect bottom is forming, and will Bitcoin rally to $148,000? It actually, from my perspective right now, kind of looks like it might. In this video, I'm going to explain what the price of Bitcoin is, where I think it's going, why the media thinks Bitcoin's going to $148,000 within the next month, and why they are probably correct. We're going to look at what's going on with Fed interest rates, as well as, of course, at the end of today's video, I've got a bit of a rant to share with you about why I think it's time to quit your job and go all in. Because, being serious, a lot of good things happened to a lot of good people in my community last time round, and it changed a lot of lives. So, watch the whole video in its entirety, slap a like on it, subscribe to the channel, let's crack on. When we're looking at the charts here, there's a lot of things that we can read into, but generally the most important thing is, kind of looks like we've completed a very strong, tasty retrace here on the price of Bitcoin. We've done a very similar thing over on the price of Ethereum. Not quite as much of a drop off in Ethereum, but it's still Stonksy holding these long positions on these higher time frames, and is in long positions now again on smaller time frames. On Ethereum, it's back in a long position. You can see it's been in and out of some of these trades recently. It was short there, it was long there, it's gone back into another long position, and it kind of looks like Ethereum is going to start heading upwards as well. We're looking at Bitcoin dominance again, starting to head back down to the good side. Down is bad on this, down is good on this chart, sorry. You want this chart to be dropping, because it means your altcoin bags are increasing. We've got Salana, the daily chart again, doing very much what we expect it to do. I even managed to convince my other half that we should buy an additional very large amount of Salana today. So I'm quite pleased at that. And I think that for the long term, these things will work out and they will be good decisions, even if they take 12 to 18 months to pay off. We are going into a bull market. The only thing that can stop this bull market is maths and science and the internet. Trump's been around Europe having everyone's pants down, and that's very bullish for crypto. He's terrible for everyone else, but I mean, just to look at the American wealth divide, and I think this is such an interesting chart. This is wealth by wealth percentile group, and as you can see here, the top dark green section is the top 0.1% of society. The light green is the top 1% of society. The dark blue here is the top 10% of society. So included in the top 10% of society is, of course, the bulk of society's assets. 58 plus 27 plus 27. The bottom 50% here has got 48 trillion out of 160 trillion. That's pretty insane. Now, the point is here, my point about where does society go and why can we expect a bull market? Well, these sections here, the green and the light green, they grow exponentially faster than the grey and the dark blue. That section has only pretty much doubled. I would argue that this section here, the dark green since 2010, has actually tripled or quadrupled. Now, we know that the big banks and everything are entering into the world of crypto. Rich people pump money into stuff, get richer on paper. That's the game. A bull market's coming. We're not going to experience any kind of positive sentiment from the traditional sector, shall we say, mechanical engineering, sales, all this, I don't know, just normal jobs for normal people. They suck. That won't change. That won't get any better for an extended period of time. But what will get better is the market, because the rich people are putting money into it. And so the rich are going to continue to get richer while the poor the poor are just stagnating. They're not getting poorer. They're just poorer in relative terms because they're also about to print a bunch of money. Oh, by the way, shall we check back in on that chart? That is an amazing looking chart right now. Let's just give it today's refresh. This tells us we are probably going to pump very significantly in really not too long. That's got even better today. We're now at 85% chance of the first rate reduction happening in September. That is what we want to see. That tells us bull market, and bull market means front run the bull market, which means that drop that we've seen in the past 24, 48 hours, even if there may be a better time to buy, and the better time to buy, if I'm to look at Bitcoin right now, I mean, by the way, guys, if you've got this far into the video, drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel. My name is Jordan, and this is TMG Trades. We trade Bitcoin on the internet every single day. I place trades with my real own money. I'm going to show you my trades in just a second, and we're currently doing a $10,000 to $1 million trading challenge, of which we're now back at $10,000. Having started at 10, got up to 15, gone down to about 7, and now we're back up at 10. So bear with me, we're getting to that. Either way, for Bitcoin right now, the level of which you could potentially be looking at in terms of the absolute scoop of the lows is going to be somewhere around here, 106 to potentially 103. And the reason I say 103 is even though that would be a loss of this level of support here, there is actually a CME gap at 103. So if we're going to make it all the way down there, that'll be the level. But it would be my best kind of educated guess here that actually the next move is up before any further down. We might make that move. That trip could be inevitable. And then come Fed rate reduction, that happens and we go all the way up to $148,000. That part there, that's going to happen at some point. Whether it be today, tomorrow, next week, doesn't matter. What I'm saying here is buying in this range here, not with leverage, just buying spot in this range here. This is absolutely a buy zone because this is inevitable. That part will come. It's just a waiting game. Now, if we want to be right in terms of the short term, we want to be using an indicator like Stonksy. Stonksy is the color changing indicator that you can see on the screen here. And it's been doing an amazing job. It's been absolutely cleaning up recently. We can see again, it went long recently on Ethereum down at $3,450. And the current price is $3,560. And this is on the 10-minute chart here. It actually has been taking some incredible trades on varying different time frames here. And you can even see that it took on the hourly time frame the short position on Ethereum down at 3,800 down to wherever we are now, but you could have closed it down here at 3,300 and that would have been an incredible trade. If you're still in this trade as well, you've got to bear in mind that we are flipping green on a lot of these lower time frames, and it has typically been that whenever Bitcoin recently and Ethereum have had any kind of downside, they have then absolutely trashed the downside with more upside, and it just becomes this just incredible consistent pump. We're seeing the market dominance drop again today on the market. That's very positive. I love to see Solana bouncing because I think that out all of the coins right now, out of your big coins, like you're not your mid-sized stuff, your top 100. No, I'm talking out of your top 10s, what's not pumped? Cardano and Solana. I don't like Cardano that much. I'm not that bothered about it. It's never done anything for me. I've never used it. Solana, I use all the time, every day. I religiously have built a project on Solana. I like Solana, and I think that Solana in the future will be $1,000 a coin. For me, it's a better buy than Bitcoin right now is Solana. You have a lot of companies out there doing the same thing as what MicroStrategy has been doing. And now these Ethereum companies are coming along and they're buying up the price of Ethereum with a bunch of debt that they're taking out with people. There is a lot of companies now doing this with Solana as well. There is actually, and this is an interesting one. If anyone knows Tony G, I mean, not personally, but from poker live streams, he actually is the head of a foundation that is buying up tons and tons of Solana. It's his company, and he's been raising money like crazy to buy loads of Solana. So Tony G, from all of those funny clips that you'll see on poker compilations, is a big Salana whale. Yeah, it's just an interesting little tidbit. Anyway, I like the look of what Solana is doing right now, and I like the current price at $163. That is a significant discount over what it was just the other week when it was up at 200. That is a 20% discount in, I mean, I can just zoom in there for you. 20% discount in 12 days. That is an insane discount to be getting on something that I think materially is the best blockchain, and it has the best users, and it is pretty sick. So yeah, from that perspective, I like Solana a lot right now. Having said all of that, how is all of this going to play out? Look, I'd love it to play out to the upside. If it loops down, the level of which you should not be in a long position is probably about $112,000. If we fail at $112,000, probably come down to 103, 104. However, if we do not fail at 112, we can come back down and retest it. But I'm going to get to show you my trades in just a second, so do keep watching. But yeah, if we do fail up that level, it should be to the downside, but I'm going to hold these trades that I've got open for a while. Now, coming back to the trading challenge here. So we have been on a bit of a roller coaster, but I'm expecting one of these trades here to pay off big time pretty soon. Now, you can see here, as I explained in the previous day's video, I had to take a $4,000 loss on Ethereum, on Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was down in price pretty bad. Now I'm like, dear, what do I do with this? Also took a tiny loss on Solana there because I don't know why, or maybe I didn't. I don't think I actually did. I think that might be funding rate. Either way, Doesn't matter, it's $270. Now, you can see that I've also got $2,300 profit on Pump, and I got $1,900 profit on Ethereum. These two cancel that out, and there is a small amount of profit left in that which cancels that out, which gives me a net loss right now of about $900, which basically puts me pretty much smack bang where we started this challenge at about $10,000. So we're still kind of making out of the trenches on the $10,000 to $1 million trading challenge. And don't forget, if you want to join that, first of all, make an account on Blowfin. You'll find a link for Blowfin in today's video description. Sign up, make an account, deposit $10,000, deposit $1,000. Doesn't matter. If you do $5 million worth of trading volume, and let me put that into perspective how easy that is to do. If you do $5 million worth of trading volume within the next 2 weeks, you'll find the information on that link in the video description. But if you do that much trading volume, and I'm currently on these trades here, that one is open and close $150,000, $200,000. This one here on its own, that was 2.5 Bitcoin. So that will be $500,000 trading volume. If I open and close a trade of that size 10 times, I do $5 million trading volume, and they would pay me $1,500 for doing that. So you get free bonuses and everything. And if you want to actually join the group where I'm posting all of the calls and everything for that, then join Crypto Saving Expert Plus. You go into the monthly plan section on the CSE Plus link in the video description. And if you use code ATH, like all time high 80, ATH80 makes it £20 a month. But you all know the drill anyway at this point, and pretty much everyone's a member of that. So again, join the amazing community that's in that Discord group. Let's check back in over here. The wealth gap is an interesting just imagine. Okay, we can actually see the differences here. So that goes, so the top 1%, 0.1%, that's 6.33 trillion in 2010. The top 0.1% now has got 22 trillion, which is basically a 4x multiplier in the span of 15 years. If we go back to 2010 again, and we look at the bottom 50% has got 0.31 trillion, and now the bottom 50%, oh, but hell, they did a 10x. So I guess you could argue that there is more in the bottom 50% now. That's interesting. I'm going to dig deeper into this chart. If you're interested to know more about the history of money, follow this channel as well, because I am as well. I find it very, very interesting. The question being, we're going to $148,000. I think so. I think you've got to be a blind bull. Look, we're in blind bull market. You have to be a blind bull. If you're not going to be a blind bull, why are you here? What's the point? Do you want to come to nice places full of mosquitoes and have a pool? Because if you do, actually it's really not that expensive. In order to have a pool in a house like this, you need to be making about £4,000 a month, because half of it's going to go on rent. To rent a place like this in Thailand, it's going to set you back, depending on area, £2,000 a month. And anyone can live like this. It's just most people choose. This is what I don't understand about England. You don't have to live. If everyone goes on about, this is going to be a bit of a rant, bit off topic. Why are you living in England? Why are you paying £2,000 a month rent? If you can work on the internet, why not just work on the internet? This is the speech as to why you should get involved in crypto now. Because if we're at the start of a bull run and altcoins really start popping, this is the generational opportunity. I've been lucky enough to experience a couple of them myself over the years. And I think that this one's the last one. The last really big, crazy bull market that we're going to get with altcoins and everything before there is no really big, crazy bull markets anymore. And it just kind of levels out and it just goes flat. And it's just like a steady upward trend forever, like the S&P 500. That's where we're headed, but we're not there yet. Bitcoin will go a lot higher than the current prices of in the market. Ethereum will go a lot higher. The market will go a lot higher. And if you want to maximize this bull market, you've got to take some risks now, which means cut your expenses, cut what you spend on cut everything. Don't live frivolously. If it means leaving the country to live at cheap, this is one of the points I'm getting at. You can live here cheaper. You can do your weekly shop for £20, if that. You can live in a very nice place for about £20 a night. Not this doesn't cost £20 a night, but you can live in a nice place for £20 a night. You should take a risk in your life, and especially if you're aged under 25, don't have kids, have no kind of fixed anything, and you have a job, but like you don't really care that much, do it. Honestly, be the best decision you make. And we need a lot of people to do that because that's how a bull market starts. So if you've been considering quitting for ages, make the jump. do something big with your life and experience. Because I can't wait to experience it again, and I don't want to be the only one that's experiencing it, because it's horrible when everyone else isn't getting rich too. It is amazing when you build a community of people and everyone got rich at the same time. It's great. We've experienced it a few times. So that was very off topic, but you get the point. We're heading into a bull market. You've got to stay bullish. Even if we got to drop down to 103, I'll still be here making positive content. So drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.